Hello and welcome to Velocity Talks. My name is Christopher Durham and I'm the president of the Velocity Institute. This is my regular opportunity. You'll actually probably see a few more of these a week coming up because I've got a lot scheduled to talk to all the cool people in the retail and the private brand space. I'm excited to welcome back Mitch Madoff. So Mitch, it's been a little while since we talked, but how are you doing?
Great. First of all, I'm glad that you think I'm cool. I don't know if my son would think I'm cool, but as long as you do, that's
my
pretty
daughter
good.
wouldn't think I was cool either. So it's
So
okay.
I'll take it. Good. Yeah, no, it's been quite a while. I think we were just talking before about over 2 years, right?
I think so. Yeah. So you
yeah.
were in a very different place. So first of all, let's get to know Mitch a little bit. So if people didn't watch that prior interview, so tell us about you.
Sure. I can't believe people weren't riveted by the previous interview.
Your viewership was very good, but 2 years is a long time.
I wonder how the Nielsen rating was. No, sure. Boy, I've been in the industry about 25 years now. Really, I went to culinary school and always wanted to open up my own sort of small catering to go. And that's what I thought I would do, is one day break it out on my own and have my own shop somewhere. Joined sort of my first real true experience. I was joining Whole Foods Market when they opened up their first location in New York City back in 2001. Opening chef, back of the house for their prepared foods department. I thought, This is great, awesome. I'm going to get a bunch of recipes, learn how to run a team in a prepared foods department, and I'll go and do my own thing. I was with Whole Foods Market for over 20 years. So super fortunate to have had that experience. And with Whole Foods, I was able to have several different roles. I was in prepared foods for quite some time. I got to oversee the specialty program in the Northeast region for a few years. And that is like an awesome job. Great samples.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Wine, chocolate, tea, cheese, coffee. It was awesome. I'm really lucky there. And then moved into more of an RVP of Purchasing role in the region. And then for private label, moved to Austin in 2013 to oversee the private label program for Whole Foods Market for about 8 years. And then just recently left about the same time, just a little over 2 years ago. I saw an opportunity with Foxtrot, which to me was very similar to Whole Foods Market when I joined back in 2001. It was, to me, an opportunity to join a company that was looking to disrupt the convenience sort of modern day grocer space, much like Whole Foods Market was doing with organics and local at the time. It was today it's more ubiquitous than it was back then. That's what Foxtrot is today. And it's very entrepreneurial. It's a startup. So totally re-energized, refreshed, and just, again, very fortunate to have an opportunity to work at a company like Foxtrot and be working with great people.
So give us, if people don't know, so we have viewers from all over the world, but give us the elevator speech on Foxtrot.
Yeah, sure. Our stores are typically 2,500 to 3,500 square feet. And in that space, we really curate a very specific product selection. We do have legacy brands, so you can come in and buy a Pop-Tart, you can get Lucky Charms, but we also lean more heavily into local. We're very focused on curating local products and building local partnerships, but also working with brands that are tip of the spear, early stage brands on our shelves. When you walk our market, you'll really see brands that you don't see anywhere else because we're small and nimble, can move very quickly and try new products. For private label, again, really focus more in the salty snack candy category. Again, it's convenience, right? And that's what people look for, going to convenience store. But Chris, you've seen it, and hopefully some of the viewers have seen it. We lean really heavily into our packaging and design. It's really fun. It's fresh. It pops off the shelf. Very differentiated from other brands on the shelf as far as our private label. And then we have a full cafe, adult beverage. We do a robust amount of prepared foods that we deliver fresh every day into our stores. And of course, we have an e-commerce platform for delivery, cafe pickup. So we do a lot in a really small space, and we're super proud of what we deliver to our customers. It's really a net new experience for our customers, and we're really recreating what it means to be a modern day convenience store.
So to give color, because I've now been in some stores in Austin and Chicago, and they're clean, they're bright, they're modern, they're a bit hipster, if you can still use the word hipster. I think that word's dead now, but they're interesting to shop, and they're small. It's not like going into an old school convenience store. It's a little dirty. You don't quite know how long the product was on shelf. It's all just a little sketch, right? It's all So you're right there. That's what my wife and I were talking about it after shopping it. It's if you took a 25-year-old view of a wah and turned it up even 10 notches, it's a Foxtrot, right? So we thought it was cool. We'd love to have some in Charlotte, I'll tell you.
Yeah, no, to your point, we like to think of ourselves, you could go on a treasure hunt in our stores. Like you want to take time. You don't want to, even though it's convenience, we find that people tend to dwell in the stores because one, either the cafes are, like you said, really clean, very nice. You could sit, you could do work. It's awesome, great vibe, great environment. We actually have a lot of people that go on first dates at a Foxtrot. We have, we do an on-premise menu, so we serve wines by the glass. We have beer on tap. And so it makes for a very comfortable environment for social settings. We also have a selection that people want to come and shop and find interesting and try new things. So it goes to your point, is that shopping our stores, they really feel like they're the first ones to see or try a new product. And that's pretty cool.
And what I love is you've extended that to your private brand. So you're doing the interesting collabs and liquor. What you guys just launched, the Chicago hot dog.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Was awesome. Great product. And we've mentioned collabs. We did a really cool collab last year with Zach Levine on the Chicago Bulls with our gummies. We did like a special time only gummy mix with Zach Levine, which was great. We've done partnerships with Wilco in the past and did like little boxes of cereal with them and other products. So yeah, again, we take those partnerships and relationships very seriously and like that.
Super fun. And you won Vertex Awards Retailer of the Year for North America last year.
You won a bunch of awards. It's great. It's great.
You won a bunch of awards. And Mitch, you're the only person who has ever won 2 years in a row.
Wow, we're going with a 3.
You won at Whole Foods. You won at Whole Foods, and then you won at Foxtrot. So 2021 Whole Foods, 2022 Foxtrot.
Yeah. So we can't do a dynasty then, right? Because that's got to be like 3 years in a row.
You could continue to enter because everything you guys launch is brand new design. So you could. It's not like Publix where it's the same white design over and over again. You're doing new stuff. Talk to us about what the next few years look like for Foxtrot. And
yes, the years ahead, we're going to really continue to grow and scale the business. Today, we're at over 30 stores, and we'll continue to double down in the markets that we're in, right? So we're in Chicago, we're in what we call the DMV region, so DC, Maryland, Virginia. And then we're in Texas, my backyard, Austin. Just within the last year, I would actually almost say within the last 6 or 7 months, we've opened 4 stores in Austin. So really rapid expansion in the Austin market. And then we have 4 stores in Dallas as well. The markets that we're in, we continue to grow, and then we'll explore new markets over the course of the next few years. And again, continue to expand the brand beyond just those markets. Continue to forage and curate new and exciting products, right? We're always looking for things that people didn't know they wanted or needed, right? That's the secret sauce, is we're always introducing new things, whether we're going out and foraging for it, or again, in private label, we're going out and developing it ourselves and designing it and bringing it to shelf. That's a big part of what we do. And it's part of our secret sauce. And then you mentioned it before, really strengthen those partnerships and relationships with established suppliers and small local folks that we work with, and then go out and find new partners as well and continue to feature them in our stores. And then obviously execute our private label roadmap, right? It's a significant differentiator in our business and most retailers' business is private label. And we find it's the same with us. So I'm sure like most folks, we have a robust pipeline of new products that we'll continue to introduce throughout the next few years and continue to grow the category. And then I mentioned before, really lean into our design and packaging. It does really stand out on shelf, and the team does just an amazing job with limited resources, but really big ideas and super creative. And again, I've been fortunate in my career to work with great people. We were talking about that earlier, and that remains true at Foxtrot too. Super, super talented group of folks.
As you look at the roadmap, does Foxtrot continue to be urban kind of city based, or does it expand out to the suburbs, or do you know, or do you want to say, or?
So let's see. Well, we are urban based today in some markets, although we are we're in Bethesda, which some people may consider urban, but it's not.
It's pretty dense. It's pretty dense.
It's dense, but it's not downtown DC. And we do have plans. I can't share too much, but we do
No,
have
no, please don't.
eventually into suburbs as well. We think it definitely translates, and we really build a moat around our business, right? So that's the idea, that even if you say lived in the suburbs, you could stop on your way to work, pick up coffee, breakfast, continue on if you're driving, get on the train, whatever you're doing. When you get to work, there's a Foxtrot there, right? So for lunch, you can run out of your office, go to a Foxtrot, grab product for lunch.
Yeah.
On your way home, you could bring something home with you, or it's right there when you get back again. So you could really create, like I said, this moat around that we're fulfilling all of your needs, AM, PM, any day part. We have an answer and we have a solution.
You've had a lot of private brand experience, a lot of retail experience, obviously a great food background. When you look at the future of private brand 5 years, 10 years from now, what's the potential, not just at Foxtrot, but just in general, as you look at the industry?
Yeah, it's interesting. I could look 5 or 10 years out, but even just more myopically looking over the next 6 to 12 months, I think there's a lot of economic uncertainty. We've been waiting for this recession to come, right? I think different people are feeling it in different ways. And in the past, I'm sure everyone has seen this before, customers tend to, and I think in the past, we used to say trade down to private label because they thought it was a less expensive entry point or option when you're trying to save dollars. I think potentially in some cases that the pricing still holds true, but I don't feel like you're trading down anymore where you may have in the past. I think you're just trading over. At Foxtrot, at Whole Foods, I'm sure across other retailers, the way that private label has evolved over time, the quality is on par with national brands. And so
absolutely, yeah.
I actually feel like I don't like the term trading down to private label. I prefer to say trading over to private label sometimes, because you may, and in some cases it's at par or equal to on price, but in many it's maybe a little less expensive. And so you do find value there. But again, leaning into quality, which is that's what comes first at Foxtrot. It's one of my biggest principles, is that it's got to taste great. It's got to be great quality. And so I think you actually get the same great tasting food that you would on a branded item.
And I'll tell you what I have come to believe is that we're seeing some basically trading to indulgence. And what I mean by that is, so your s'mores, the packaged s'mores, right?
Yeah, right.
It's not the cheapest candy in the world. It's not, right? If I just want cheap candy, there's plenty of other cheap stuff out there. It's really good for the price, though. So that value equation, quality versus price, is right smack on if I just want to feel a little indulgent, to get something that tasted great. And I don't think you guys are the only ones doing it. There's other people doing it, but I think there's a good chunk of it's saying, I'm going to spend the same amount and get something slightly better.
And you've hit our sweet, no pun intended, but you've hit our sweet there. So we do tend to lean into indulgence, right? We're a convenience store, so salty snacks, candy, sweets, that's our, again, sweet spot. But at the same time, one of our core values is sharing the joy. And so that little indulgent moment in the day, like we want Foxtrot to be where you want to come to share the joy of the food, and that we're having as much fun that when you come in, we just brighten your day, you have a positive experience. That is the essence of Foxtrot, is that we're sharing the joy that we have with what we're doing with the customers when they come in. And again, it could just be, like you said, that little indulgent treat that you want, like that sums up like Foxtrot.
Because I'll tell you, we were in the store in the bottom of the Tribune building in Chicago. I was taking my daughter to see Harry Styles last year, which is a whole
big Harry Styles fan. I didn't know that.
No, not me, but I went.
You're more as a Swiftie, but
no, my other daughter went to see Taylor
Swift. Swiftie, gotcha.
But I went to see her. I actually saw Harry Styles. He was very good, actually. Anyway, she grabbed one of the s'mores, and that's not my kind. I'm not a marshmallow fan. It's just not my kind of sweet thing, right? She takes a bite and she goes, "You've got to try this. This is the best thing I've ever had." I'm like, okay, yeah, And then we were in Chicago for almost a week because Harry Styles got sick and it got delayed, and then the Chicago Marathon happened while we were there, and it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Yeah. We always end this up with the same 5 questions. You've done them before, so we can compare and contrast and see how you answer. Question number 1, what's your favorite word?
Oh, so I think it used to be oxymoron, just because it was like It was like
Yeah.
it was a fun word. But now I actually have a new one,
Okay.
onomatopoeia.
Good word.
I have no idea what it means, but it's just fun to say, right?
Pia is a word that
It's like
is
stick
a
or
sound,
like,
right?
yeah, sound or something. See, now you're not going to get it out of your head for the rest of the day. You're going to be thinking,
Excellent word. Excellent word. Number 2, are you more artistic or more mathematic?
way more artistic. And I actually bring that to work as well. It's also important to be led by data and do analysis. And I've been doing this for a while, so I always try and balance the science with sort of the gut of retail and do the two.
Sure.
And when it's a toss up and you don't know where to go, I always lean in with that artistic or that sense of gut and experience, and I tend to go in that direction.
Yeah. It's a good way to go, I think.
Yeah.
Number 3, if you could share a meal with anyone, past or present, living or dead, who would it be and why? And I'll throw an extra one in for you. And where would it be?
Oh, if I could share a meal, this might not. It's not a person, and
That's okay.
and maybe in our house they are famous, sometimes
Mhm.
infamous. It's actually my dog.
Okay.
Because when I look at now that I'm working from home, sometimes like COVID, we work more remote.
Mhm.
It's they have nothing going on all day long. I wonder if there's any stress. I just want to talk to him all the time and say, like what is he thinking? Other than having to go to the bathroom and feeding, he lives a great life. And in our house, he is very famous. Sometimes he's infamous, depending
That's
on
okay.
what's going on. But I would love if I could talk to my dog and where would I eat it? I don't want to eat dinner like on the floor where his bowls
Right.
are. I'd prefer to get him at the dinner table if I could, and we'd
Mhm.
probably eat there.
So it'd be like a dog playing poker.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Dogs playing poker. I'd get him up at the table, and I'd probably order some steak or something. Like I know he's into red. Typically, red meats are preferred over other wet dog food, but I'll treat
Sure.
him. It's gonna be one meal. I'll treat him to that.
Number 4, what profession other than your own would you have liked to have done?
What other profession? That'd be cool. And I could do it, and it would actually not be bad. It'd be in the spring and the summer, so like a good time, maybe like a ball boy at the 4 major tennis championships. If I got to check out,
Okay.
travel to Australia. I like to be somewhat active, so I'm like running around the court, picking up balls. I'm meeting some of the best professional tennis players in the world. I'm getting to travel to Australia, Wimbledon on the grass. I mean, what could be cooler than that? French Open on clay, and then ended in New York City over Labor Day weekend
Yeah.
under the lights at night. That'd be pretty cool.
It'd be very cool. Finally, if you could speak to yourself when you began your career, what advice would you give yourself?
Probably should have stuck on the path of being a lawyer. No, I'm kidding. I would actually. I don't think I would change anything. I seriously have been really fortunate to work with some of the most talented people. I think in just the grocery sort of retail business, right,
Mhm.
coming up through Whole Foods Market. I've worked with and been mentored by some real icons, right, industry leaders, and
Sure.
so not a. I'm sure a lot of people may have other experiences that are similar, but I find myself to have been very fortunate to have worked with folks who really were innovative and different and entrepreneurial and created what today has become an iconic brand. And I see that with Foxtrot. Again, I've been fortunate for the folks I worked with at Whole Foods, and I actually landed in a spot where I'm working with people that are just as talented, and what we think the future can be is very similar. And again, I'm very lucky to have had 2 experiences now in my career to be with that level of talent and folks that have and be willing to mentor and coach. Even like every day you come
Yeah.
and learn something new. Really blessed to have that opportunity.
You've been at 2 retailers who have worked very hard to reinvent what
Yeah,
retail was. So I think that's super exciting.
but yeah.
Thank you, Mitch. So we always close up because I get to plug a few of the things that we have coming up in November. On the 13th of November, the Monday night of PLMA, we will actually be having a cocktail party called the Velocity Bold Bash across the street from Rosemont. It's absolutely free. Go register. You can come have drinks with us and 200 of my closest friends that we're buying drinks for. So that'll be a lot of fun. If you were there last year, it's a good time. Then in December, we'll be doing our Velocity State of the Industry. We just fielded a research that goes out that asks the entire industry, retailers, manufacturers, solution partners, everybody about sentiment. How are you feeling? What's your business like? Are you hiring? Are you innovating? So we'll roll all of that up and get a really good snapshot of how the industry is feeling. This is the second year to do it, so we'll have year-over-year numbers, which should be interesting to see how the sentiment is shifted. So that is also absolutely free and virtual 12/14/23. So please join us. Thank you very much, Mitch. It was great to have you join us again.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.